Hello, in this lecture we'll talk about the story and the title of the great poem The Night in the Panther's Skin. So we start with the story. In a nutshell, the story of the great poem The Night in the Panther's Skin is about the adventures of two knights, Tariel and Aftandil. Tariel is the protagonist of the poem. He is the man that wears the panther skin, and Aftandil is the chief of staff of the Arab armies. The story in more detail is as follows. Actually, the story of the great poem The Night in the Panther Skin can be divided into two parts. The first part is the search for Tariel, that is the protagonist of the poem. And the second part is about the search of Tariel's beloved Nestan Darajan. So let's start with the first part, the search of Tariel. One day, Aftandil, that is the commander of the Arab armies, the chief of staff of the Arab armies, goes to an hunting competition with King Rustavan, that is the king of Arabia. And during the competition, they take a break and the rest under a tree. And all of a sudden, they see a mysterious knight crying by a river. So King Rustavan, who was the king of Arabia, wanted very much to know who is that mysterious knight. Therefore, he sent servants in order to contact him, but the mysterious knight reacts violently and kills all the slaves that were sent by King Rustavan to contact him, and then disappears. Tariel, Aftandil, loves Tinatin, who is the only daughter of King Rustavan. So Tinatin promises to marry his beloved Aftandil if he finds the mysterious knight in 3 years. So Aftandil searches all over the world, and after 2 years and 9 months, he finds the mysterious knight. The mysterious knight tells him that his name is Tariel. He was the commander of the India's fleet, and he loves Nestan Darajan, that is the daughter of King Parsedan, who is the king of India. But Nestan Darajan was abducted, and from that point he sank into deep depression and went to the wilderness, and he has no contact with any human being, but only with the animals. So he became insane because of the abduction of his beloved Nestan Darajan. So Aftandil was very moved by the story of the mysterious knight, Tariel, and therefore he becomes a friend of Tariel, and he promises Tariel to help him to search his beloved Nestan Darajan. That is the first part of the story, that is the search for Tariel. In the second part, that is the search for Tariel's beloved Nestan Darajan, Aftandil searches for Tariel's beloved Nestan Darajan, and after a lot of searching and investigations, he finds out that Nestan Darajan, Tariel's beloved, was abducted by the Kajis. And therefore, Aftandil Toriel, the protagonist of the poem, and Pridon, that is the ruler of the city Bulgazanzar, with 300 soldiers. All together, they go to the country of the Kajis in order to rescue the Standarajan from her captivity. But the problem is that the country of the Kajis is a fortress, and it is actually impossible to infiltrate to that fortress. In addition, the second problem is that the Kajis are very strong warriors, therefore it is impossible to rescue the Standarajan from her captivity. But against all the odds, the 300 soldiers, together with Aftandil, Toriel, and Pridon, did the unthinkable, and they succeeded to rescue the Standarajan from her captivity by the Kajis. And the story has an happy ending in the sense that Aftandil marries Tinatin, and Toriel marries his beloved, the Standarajan. So we finish with the story of the great poem, The Knight in the Panther's Skin. In the next step, we talk about the title of the poem. The title of the poem is The Knight in the Panther's Skin. That is to say, the knight is Toriel, the protagonist of the poem, that wears the panther's skin. The panther's skin used by Toriel as a coat. And there is one chapter in the poem that talks about Toriel that killed a lion and the panther, or lion and the tiger. And the story of that particular chapter is as follows. One day, Toriel sees a lion that was pursuing after a tiger. So Toriel was very angry on the tiger because he thought that the lion, Toriel was very angry on the lion because he thought that the lion was going to kill the tiger. So in order to protect the tiger, Toriel kills the lion, and then he goes to the tiger in order to hug her. But the tiger was very angry on Toriel because they were not fighting, but they were just playing. And for that reason, the tiger starts to eat Toriel very strongly with its paws, and Toriel could bear no more, and therefore Toriel eats the tiger, and with one blow, the tiger died. So it is a very tragic story because Toriel was the one that wanted to save the tiger from the lion's hand, and in the end, he was the one that killed the tiger. And for that reason, Toriel is very angry on himself, and from that point, he wears the tiger's skin as a coat, in order to remind him that he killed the tiger that he loved very much. And the second reason that Toriel wears the tiger's skin is because of the fact that the tiger's face is very similar to his beloved face, the Standarajan. And the Standarajan was abducted twice. The first abduction was by the Indians, and the second abduction was by the Kajis. So by wearing the tiger's skin, it reminds him a beloved the Standarajan. So you have two reasons that the knight in the panther's skin, Toriel wears the coat, to remind him the killing of the tiger, and to remind him her beloved the Standarajan. Okay, and the title of the poem is The Knight in the Panther's Skin. The knight in the panther's skin is Toriel that wears the panther's skin that he killed. But why the figure of the tiger is so much important? Because of the fact that the tiger's face was very similar to his beloved face, the Standarajan. Okay? Thank you very much.